just weren't able to bounce back from it. So, football's never about one person. It's about all 11 on both sides of the ball coming together and being at their best. And we unfortunately weren't able to do that.
Going into the offseason, kind of what do you take with you from this season?
Yeah, I think it was humbling for us, and I think for the core and the foundational pieces that are in this organization, it just opens our eyes to where we're at, and none of us are going to sit here and be obviously content with where we're at. We all know that there's a long way for us to go, and we're not there yet to being a championship team, and so it just adds more motivation and a sense of reflection of just doing everything that we can to keep progressing, keep pushing everybody else around us, this team, this organization, to getting to where we want to go. Because at least for me, as long as I'm here, I'm not settling for mediocrity and not making the playoffs. And we came here to win championships, and we're just not there yet. And so definitely the message the past couple of weeks has been, done talking about it, be about it, but that's as real as it gets now.
Could you have played Saturday, Christian, if you guys had advanced, do you think?
This coming Saturday?
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm already a few weeks ahead of, my recovery, and so, we would have just had to see how the week progressed, and, whether it was Saturday or it was yesterday, I wasn't going to get out there if I couldn't give, my team, 100% of what I'm capable of. And as I said earlier in the week, the last thing I'd want is to get out there and jeopardize, the team with me not, being at my best. And so, that's a call that would have just had to been made as I progressed throughout the week.
Can you now slow down a little bit with the season over and make sure that there's no setbacks or anything?
Most definitely. That's definitely a time now to where I can just, slow down, not, worry about the internal and external pressure of just doing everything that I can to try to, rush my body to get right. Now it's just, the ability to be able to make sure I'm at my best, when we come back to work.
Christian, was this team not ready to handle all of the hype, the expectation, 8-3, Monday Night Football, top seed on the line? Was it just not ready?
I wouldn't say not ready, but I think there was too much expectation of, oh, we're going to figure it out, or it's going to happen. It's hard in football to just be able to pinpoint on one certain thing. This is the reason why we started winning games, or this is the reason why we started losing games. And I think that goes to say, everybody wants to talk so much about last year and, how we all of a sudden switched our season and became a new team and got into the postseason. Nobody could still give you an answer of why that actually happened. And even statistically and factually, you can't go and look and say, oh, this is why. So I think we all, I think there's a sense and a nature of, at some point it's going to happen. And that's not how football works. You got to go out there and you got to take it. And eventually, it'll expose you. And the NFL is hard, and we just weren't ready.
Does this stunt Trevor's growth at all? Something like this, where maybe it's injuries, but also the losing and some poor play down the stretch by everyone?
I don't think it stunts it. I actually think, it'll accelerate it. I try to always, when I talk to him and give him advice, try to refer to different points in my career of where maybe there have been similar times where been going through a struggle maybe for a couple games, or make a bad play, a couple plays here and there. When things are going good and as planned, sometimes life, and especially football, has other plans, and it gets hard. It is a hard game, and you can't expect everything to go great at all times and forever. And so, if anything, knowing him, I know he's going to take accountability for, how he played and, his part in all of us, not taking, this season to where we wanted to go. And I know he's going to come back hungrier than ever. And to not let it slight his view on who he is. Let's not forget who he is. Number 1 overall pick, and has been at the best of that position for a long time, growing up in his whole entire life. And, besides a couple bad games, we all remember the times that everybody was patting him on the back and, you know, saying he's the best thing since sliced bread. So it's just how football is, the nature. And yes, obviously you can't ignore the bad plays and whatnot, but I know that he's going to bounce back better than ever.
Do you have full confidence in this scheme and what you guys are doing on offense that it can get you to where you want to go?
I do. But right now, I'm not confident in the way that us as players have executed it. I think we didn't do a good enough job of, putting ourselves in positions to be successful. It's hard when you're starting drives, 1st and 15, 2nd and 20, from false starts, holding calls, whether that's on the front or the wide receivers, drop passes, interception, those are all things that are hard for you to be able to be successful as an offense. And we just didn't do that. We have our 3 commandments in our room, and we didn't do any of it this year. And so when you do that, it's hard to expect, the system to work. At the end of the day, the players play, and we're the ones that go out there, run those plays, and you're supposed to execute.